All right, so we're back again, and let's go ahead and start creating our model. Since we already set up the database, now we can simply just comment this. Since we already set the database connection right here, now we can go ahead and just work with the model right here. So our models are simply going to have the queries, all right, functions, and inside them we will have the queries that will allow us to interact with our database. So in the models right here, just go ahead and create the post.php like that. All right, and as always, we will go ahead and just set up a namespace, and that namespace, of course, should have the app right here. All right, and then we will match this we have it inside the models folder, so we will just keep the name as models right here. All right, and this is simply our namespace. Now we will go for the class. We will go for the class post like that, and inside the class post we will have a couple of functions. So the first function will allow us to get all posts like that. All right, so we will go public static function get all. All right. All right. So inside, the reason that I kept this as a static function is we will actually work with it in another file. So I don't want to create an object from this class in order to use this function. Right. So this is why, and of course, I kept it to be public, or I made it to be public, so so it will be accessible everywhere. All right. So I'm gonna need my connection in order to interact with the database. So I'm gonna create a variable right here, PDO, and I'm gonna name this database. Or you can actually name this whatever that you like. We can actually keep it just DB like that, right? But I prefer to keep it PDO. But just know that this does not have anything to do with the PDO, with this private static property right here. All right, those are not the same thing. This is just a very simple variable. All right, so for the PDO, I'm going to access the database, which is the database class right here. And from inside it, I will grab the connection right here, the connection function. All right, and again, since this a static function, we do not need to instantiate the database class in order to get it. All right, and of course, I need to use this database class so I can actually work with it. So I'm going to go use app like that, and then I should write um, a whole namespace. All right, so I'm gonna go app core and then the database class like that. I should use this whole part and then write the class name. All right, and I'm also gonna use the PDO also. All right, so right here down at the bottom, after I got the database connection, I wanna go ahead and I wanna go get all posts like that, which is simply a variable. I will go ahead and use the PDO, and since I have the database connection with PDO, I now have access to the PDO queries, or sorry, the PDO functions, which the query function right here. So inside the query function, I will write select all from um, from my table, which is simply posts that I did not create yet. All right, and um, this is simply the query. So right after this, I will return get all posts, and I'm going to simply actually fetch this. I will go for the fetch all, since we will fetch um, more than just one query, or sorry, one result. So inside the fetch all right here, I will use the PDO, and I will use the function fetch underscore assoc right here, which is simply will allow us to fetch our results as associative arrays. All right, so we will go and end this statement like that. So this whole function right here will allow us um, to get all the posts. So now I want to create another function that will allow us to just fetch one result. All right, and this or simply fetch one post at a time, and this function will help us later in updating the posts. So I want to go public static function, and I will just go get single like that. All right, so this will be for get a single post. All right, so I will need this part of connecting to my database, and then I will can actually copy this part so we do not waste time, and this will be just get single post like that, and the query right here, it will be PDO query select all from posts where ID equals the ID that's coming in, or simply it will be equal this sign right here, which is this question sign right here. It will or we can just make it so it will equal the ID that's coming in right away. And this, of course, this function will just take in the ID that's coming in, because we should like display or get the posts by an ID that should be passed in once we work with this later in this part of the course. All right, and this is simply just MySQL basic queries. All right, and we're gonna return right here. We're gonna return the single post fetch, and just fetch all. Instead of fetch all, we'll just keep it fetch like that, since we're just grabbing one row at a time. And yeah, we will keep it just fetch as such like that. All right, so this is for simply getting a single result. Now let's go ahead and work with the query for creating posts. All right, so I'm gonna go public function create posts like that, and right here down at the bottom again I will just need my database connection part, and right after this I will just go create new posts like that. All right, you can keep those variables, of course. These are the names right here, or these names are simply up to you. All right, so I'm gonna go PDO, and I'm gonna go, right now we're gonna use the prepare function. We cannot use the queries for creating data, for creating new data or inserting inside our database. So inside the prepare, I'm gonna write my insert query. So I'm going to go insert into posts. All right, and we're gonna have only two uh, only two columns, which are the title and the content like that. All right, and we're gonna insert the values. All right, and as for the values, I'm gonna keep them the a question mark sign right here, which will simply like fetch the data as we will execute it right here. These are this will allow us to simply insert the data, but not directly, so it will protect our queries from SQL injections. All right, so right after this, I'm gonna go and execute this. I'm gonna go create new posts, and I'm gonna go execute like that, and I'm gonna pass in an array, and inside this array I'm going to go for the title and the content like that, and those of course will come in since we will try and insert the data later on. So we will pass them in once we use this function later on. Right, so this function create posts should take the title and the content parameters. All right, so right after we execute this, we should actually let's return it once we create it like that. All right, so let's see. All right, so we're already 10 minutes in. So I guess that's it for this course. We will have two other functions, which are the update and the delete posts functions. All right, so this will be all. I hope that this was not hard for you or something, because there's nothing actually hard about it. All right, we're just creating public static functions that we will use later. Um, all right, so this will be all, and I will see you on the next one.